Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to next promise. Alright, I've taken a break and it is really cool. Cool, right? Alright, cool. Alright, so right now we will finish the last rule in the reporter's questions. We use if or that when we report something that is about yes no questions. Alright. So yes no questions. If it is about yes no questions, remember we will use if. Alright? If for yes no questions. And that was the WH questions. Alright? About like who, which, what, where, whose, whom. Alright? So we will use if the reported part it is about yes no questions. And one more thing before we move to the new exercise, let's take a look back at the board of the transform of the tense. Alright, so from the direct speech with present simple, change it into reported speech that is the past simple. From direct speech of present continuous, transform it into past continuous. Past simple will be transformed into past perfect. Present perfect will be transformed either to past perfect. Can or can't will be transformed into could or could not. Will or won't will be transformed into would or would not. So those are the parts, those are the things, the important things we need to remember in our mind so that we could do the exercise number 5 right now, ladies and gentlemen. Exercise number 5. Last part of the show. Exercise number 5. What do we do? What are we going to do? It is right up here. Right up here. Alright. Read some other questions that reporters asked but none. Rewrite them as the reported question. So first one. So they gave us the questions in active form. So what we're gonna do is to change it into the reported form. Alright, the reported questions. Let's take number 1 as an example. Did you take any photos? So we will transform it into they asked him if he had taken any photos. So did you take any photos? So it is about the question about yes no questions. Alright, so we will use if for the reported form. So they asked him, we have to change it. They asked him means a lot of people, a group of people. They asked him, asked ed. Alright, they asked him if he had taken, because it is the active form, it is in the past simple. So change it here to the past perfect. Alright, they asked him if he had taken any photos. So remember the structure of the forms so that you can transform it easily. Alright, so let's do number 2 right now. Were you scared? Were you scared? So because this is a group of people asked him, so they asked him. So number 1 will be an example. So no, they asked him. Were you scared? Were you scared? It is the question with yes no questions because we cannot see the WH at the first. So were you scared? If he. So let's say were you scared? It is the past simple. So transform it into past perfect. If he had. So the verb in this sentence, it is not scared. It is not the verb. The scared is not a verb. It is an adjective. So the verb in this question, it is were. But were is from the verb be. From the verb 1. So verb 1 of it is be. So we will change it into verb 3. It is been. if he had been scared. So remember, in the reported sentences, reported questions, please do not write question mark. Alright, do not write question mark, but instead put it with the dot at the end of the sentence. So let's do number 3 either. Number 3 the same as them. Do you drink every night? Do you drink every night? So do you drink every night? So it is about the yes no questions. So they asked him. If, because it is a yes no question. If he, do you drink every night? Do you drink every night? So it is the present simple. If, so transform it into past simple. If he drank every night. Let's go to the sentence number 4. Will you give me more interviews tomorrow? Will you give more interviews tomorrow? So it is also the question with yes no. So they asked him. If, so will means future. So will so we transform it into would. If he would give more interviews tomorrow. Tomorrow will be transformed into the following day. The following day. Alright? So let's see for it. Number 5. Number 5. Let's do this quick. Can you describe the spacecraft? Can you describe the spacecraft? So can. So we transform it into could. They asked him. If. So still yes no questions. If he could describe the spacecraft. Number 6. Are you telling the truth? Are you telling the truth? They asked him. If he, are you telling the truth? So this is about present continuous. So transform it into reported statements, reported questions. It is, they asked him if he were telling the truth. If he was telling the truth. Alright, so we have finished the exercise number 5 on page 57. So it means we have finished our tonight's lesson of our show. Thank you so much for tuning in. And remember to review our Unit 6D reported speech with questions. And tune in tomorrow night at 7:30 p.m. on our Facebook page and our YouTube channel. We will do the Unit 6E. We will take a part of reading. We will talk about Kasbar Hauser. And the title of the section, Who Was He? I either don't know. Tune in tomorrow night. We will know. See you tomorrow night. Goodbye and good night. See you tomorrow night. My favorite dance. Shake your shoulders. Means you're shaking your body. Shaking your weight. Shaking your whole damn weight.